What's up, everybody? So it's funny, I come up to, a lot of times I'll make videos up here at the church down the road, and today I pulled in and I kind of looked, and it was funny because the sign says Union Community Church, established 1822. And I post some pictures, but it is funny. It says Global Methodist. Isn't that funny? Global Methodist. Especially when we're talking about international law, we're talking about all these different jurisdictions. We know that global is actually Newcastle County in Delaware, which is where the University of Virginia, or University of Delaware, and a couple buildings down from the UPS, from our UPS terminal there. That says that's Global Services Building for the University of Delaware. It's just funny how it all ties together. But another note, I got a couple things I want to talk. There's some really, really, really exciting event took place yesterday. So yesterday, our international liaison, and she is our Florida representative, because everything's got to come out of Florida. It goes back to the Treaty of Sessions. That's what we're using to build the foundation. And Hillsborough County is the country, the district of a country. In Hillsborough County, in the district of a country, at territory, is where they can elect their own military. So that's one of the big things. So that's why we're headed that direction, the way that we're headed there. But you got to be a North American territory law, properly formed and properly recorded and registered to be able to elect your own military. And we elected the U.S. Army and U.S. Marine Corps as our U.S. Liaison. So, or our U.S. Connection at equity law and general law. So, but there's some more interesting things that happened yesterday. I spent an hour on the phone, and our international representative it was able to secure a meeting with our United Republic and a Seminole tribal judge. And that meeting went on. I was on a conference for an hour and explaining to the tribal judge what we're doing, how we're doing it, why we're doing it, and the importance of the Seminole tribe, as well as the other tribal nations across North America, to be a part of this, because we have a problem. And the biggest problem that we have is that we have 325 million people, and that's just the United States. And we do not have a court system set up, or any type of structure of a tribal court system or a territorial court system to function, because we've been functioning since September of 1969 under civil courts. So we don't even have those systems or anything. So it's important, because the tribal nations do have an infrastructure. And I kept saying, if you're not registered, if your organization's not properly formed, if you're not recognized, you will be considered foreign U.S. citizens, not American individuals, and your organization will not be part of the National Registered American National Republic system or mechanism, that trust, and you will be sent to the tribal courts. I've said that numerous times. Well, I leave for Florida on Monday, and we are beginning the process of working out a way to integrate, or to assist the Seminole tribe in Florida, and hopefully unite the Native American tribes across the North American continent, because the U.S. citizens who are foreign to America are going to need a court system outside the civil court. And just so happens that the tribal nations have that system. So we have told them that is inherently important that they are operating at the area zone record, which is the A in seat, and that they are aligned with the U.S. Army, and that we move the state's governance over the property record. Oh, by the way, that's the land record. And we move the state's governance over the property record to, especially private property, to their administrative courts so that they can deal with the U.S. citizens and the public. And that'll be tribal court administered. In the midst of that, we explain to them that we will be assisting them in putting their own reservation trust in and their affiliated treaties with the other tribal nations at law, territory law, with the Marine Corps, that it'll open the door for them to have access to their courts with the judge advocates, to have access to the militia should their land attempt to be taken or they need to defend themselves. And also, it's inherently important because as our organization is set up, we can recognize American individuals, which are human beings, and we can recognize churches because I'm an independent ordained Christian minister on the North American continent, and we can recognize common law and canon law, American common law, American canon law, because of the sponsorship through the International Bar Association, especially the Indigenous Peoples Committee and the North American Forum and the Arbitration Committee, the Human Rights Committee that I'm on for the International Bar Association. So, that's important because you have to have that connection, that circuit. But more importantly, between both of us, we can recognize those things. So remember, international law, international treaties work off of acknowledgement and recognition. In other words, you have to have it to be able to convey it, or you have to have it in order to share it with another. And this is why acknowledgement is so important. So while we can recognize the tribal nations as all these things, as American individuals, human beings, and we can recognize them as a church, and we can American National Republic Ministry Church, and we can recognize them as at American common law, under English common law, or through English common law, because American common law actually hasn't come around yet. We're at English common law. We are going to make American common law and American canon law. So we can do all these things. What do they do? Well, here's what they do. Because they are a nation and they are a tribe, they get to recognize us as a nation and a tribe. And I believe in the book of Revelations, it says that there are tribes, but you have to have a tribe in order to be a tribe. And it has to be recorded. And there has to be a treaty. No different than the Lantern Treaty, when Benito Mussolini recognized the Vatican as a sovereign independent country, state, nation state, and the Vatican recognized Italy as a nation state, because the Vatican had the nation and Italy had the state. So by mutual agreement, we acknowledge each other in the capacity that we can share. And that's what's happening. So I am leaving for Monday for Florida to start this process of affiliation with the Seminole tribe, and hopefully the North American tribes will all be united. And that's something that we talked about. Secondly, the shares. I've been getting emails. I asked for 3 weeks. Come Monday, it's going to be 3 weeks. We are waiting on the embossments. They are stuck in Brooklyn. Funny, Brooklyn. They're stuck in Brooklyn. We don't know why. And we have not got them in. We cannot send out the shares until the embossments are in with the correct seals on them. Because one of the things that we told Stripe is that they would be double embossed and sealed and recorded. Okay? So I will let you guys know as soon as the embossments come in. I will show them to you. I do not have them there in Brooklyn. Okay? And it's exciting. God bless. Godspeed.